Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We have Ashley weeps over her mother's abandonment. Love my child DC Okay, so this is I watched the show. I don't know if it's coming back, but yeah. So I'm gonna share this clip and it's gonna go with what I said on my main channel. If you haven't watched, go watch. I was reading this book and then I talked about some stuff. Part 2, no part 4. Girl, I just did too much. Let's go.
Today, I am going to talk to my mother about the details that I put in my book about my growing up. I am anxious to see how she's going to respond. We see how I grew up very differently. It triggers a lot of emotions being at my childhood home. I have not been there in almost 20 years.
Hey!
Hello, Kimberly.
What's up going on, sweetie pie?
I was so cute. A lot of the things that happened in my childhood and over the years have been really hurtful.
You want something to eat? Come on.
No one should have to feel like they're constantly trying to prove themselves to their parent so that they're worth being loved. My book has been doing really good.
So what's your book about?
It's a self-rediscovery journal. How to forgive people who've hurt you in the past, how to forgive yourself, how to take accountability. I think that's a good chapter for you to read.
Well, I know how to be accountable for stuff. I don't need I don't need a book for that.
I want my mother to take accountability, but she sees it as just not wanting to paint herself as the bad guy.
If I didn't get to be 62 years old, being a dummy.
But it's a lot of...
Sorry, but this is the thing. This is the problem. Parents don't realize what you do to your child, with your kids, they remember. Just because you don't want to be put in the bad guy, you're not the bad guy. They just trying to tell you what you can work on. But some people don't want to improve on it because guess what? I ironed it out. I know what I did. Girl, take accountability for you.
62-year-old dummies out here.
Well, this ain't one of them. Okay? Whatever was done in the past, that's where it should stay.
Sometimes I don't think that you realize how the past can still hurt. I think you carry around a lot of guilt from when I was 16, when you left.
Okay.
I know you have made up your side of the story that doesn't match with anybody else's.
It's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's your truth that you've made up.
Okay. When that time came around, that you're talking about when you were 16 years old and you claimed that I left this house, you always had family here. I paid the bills. You got your sister here. You had your god brother here.
It's not true.
That is true.
It's not true.
You were 16 years old, a grown woman, and was
16 years old is not a grown woman, and I might have looked grown.
Baby, 16 is not grown. I'm 18. I'm still here in my mom's house. So 16 ain't grown. Let's be honest here. 16 is not grown. The fact you think, girl,
might have been mature, but at the same time, I was 16 and a girl.
That's still a child.
You moved out. You literally walked out of here with a suitcase, and I didn't see you for weeks. My mom has never admitted that.
That's a child.
Yes, Ashley. When
That's
you were
15.
16 years old,
15,
I
16.
left you and I moved in with a guy. And that for years, I put that man in front of you, in front of my family. And ultimately, years later, he ended up leaving her because of Antonio, my son, because she wanted to be a grandmother, which was a side of her that he had never saw before.
I was there to take care of you, whether I was physically in the house or I was next door across town. I physically took care of you.
I don't know what you think taking care of it. If you're talking about paying the bills in your home, yes, you were doing that. But me, Ashley was not being taken care of. And since then, me and your relationship has never been the same.
I love you and your sister and my grandchildren, my brother, my sister, more than anything in this world. If you don't know it, God knows it, and everybody else knows
why
it.
would she think that?
I'm not saying you don't love me or love us. I've never doubted that. I've never said that you don't. But if I'm telling you something hurt me, you don't.
I'm sorry, baby.
Right. That's all I've ever wanted.
I'm sorry.
But for you to say what you're sorry for.
I'm sorry because the way you say it make it sound is like I abandoned you. And
you see, she's still not taking accountability for what she did, and she make it seem like what I did wasn't bad. It was.
I didn't. I never knew the hurt until later on in life. You held stuff in. You didn't talk to me about it.
We were not a talking family growing up. Like, let's be real.
I don't understand that. We talked about everything.
We talked about high-level stuff that didn't matter. And anything that ever went wrong around here was always my fault.
You was bad.
I was not
so
bad. And what were you?
You was a bad baby girl.
And what were you?
Why? How she?
You were a bad,
She said
bad girl
I said
too.
Okay, let me tell you something. We all make mistakes.
Exactly. And all
We
I've
and I
ever
made-
wanted
and I
for you
made
to
a
say is,
mistake.
Ashley, I moved out on you. I left you.
But
and
I
I am
didn't leave
sorry.
you.
You
Yes,
left
you
her,
did.
though.
No.
She
And
said-
that's why we would never be able to
you
resolve this.
left the
And now
16-year-old
for the
with
past 15 years since
how
then,
old
I've
was
had to be so strong and so mature. So maybe that's why I don't ask for help. Like, who's gonna help me? Because when I needed help, when I
We're here to help
I
you.
shouldn't have had to tell somebody I needed help, I should have been getting help. Yes, when I'm 17, 16, 17, going into 12th grade, I should have my mom there for me.
Thank you, girl.
I've always been there for you. I've always supported you. I've always
Have
loved
you always supported me?
Just
I was the one sitting up there paying for these broadcasting classes and all that stuff. I must have believed in you. I always have, and I always
Yeah,
will.
but you ain't showing.
You are my child. You are my heart, my baby. I've always loved you. You were difficult, but I'm all you had. And I'm all you ever had. You can have children, you can have husbands, but as long as I got breath in my body, I'll be the one taking care of you. Always.
Okay. I don't think my mom is ever going to take responsibility for the past. I have finally gotten to a point where I accept that sincere apology is never going to come. I know my truth. I stand in my truth so that I am able to move forward in my life.
Our lives not going to.
So many of us was raised by emotional unavailable parents. They were too brutalized, so they brutalized us. As Ayana says, it's an unfortunate pathological that will continue until we heal. I wish peace on all who know the pain. It's sad when adults are stuck in a toxic mindsets and refuse to say, I was wrong. I apologize, and I'm sorry. 16 years old is not going. If Ashley was bad, fruit falls from the tree. Lord have mercy on this lady. Now I understand a little more why Ashley comes off as a mean girl and brash. She openly disrespected and insulted her husband. In our community, sometimes parents think that taking care of their children financially is enough. It does not. No, it is not. Thank you. You have to be there. To take accountability, you have to understand she will never agree with something that she does not understand. She has a truth, and Ashley should at some point dig out her feelings and have the same empathy for her mother that she desired for. That's when real healing can take place. When we learn to feel for each other. When we learn to feel for each other, people have become one-sided. Yeah, but how much she finds healing. Life is truly beautiful on the other side. Other abandonment once felt, I owe all my love. I'm sending love and hugs to anyone who was raised in an unemotional home. Child, yes. Ooh. When there are problems and the people involved said there's no problem and we will not discuss it, that's huge problem. Yeah,